Sorry, I had to get the whistling out to make sure that the mic was working just fine. But, yo, peoples, you guys know how this goes. My Hero chapter reactions and reviews tend to be a lot shorter than One Piece. So we're just going to go through this, and then, yeah, we'll be straight. So, last we left off, there was a whole bunch going on. Welcome back, Psycho. Last we left off, just to recap, we had showing a lot of what was going on. So hold on, let me see. No. I don't want to see that quite yet. So if we look at the previous chapter, it shows the Nomu in the hallway of the hospital in chapter 268. The Crust heroes fighting him. Then President Mike and Aizawa close in, and they start fighting the other Nomu as well with the Crust hero. Mirko closes in and lands the coup de grace. How dare you uploading something that lifted my spirits? Who do you think you are? I think I'm a person who's doing my job. It's my job to encourage, not just to entertain and just, have you smiling for a short while. I want to leave you guys with words that you can carry with you more than once and more than just however long my streams last. That's what I'm supposed to do, not as just a person, but as a Christian as well. That is literally my job and purpose to do that. So know that boastful today. Hey, no, I'm just saying this is what I'm meant to do. This is where my talents lie, and it'd be a waste if I used it for anything else. But last we left off, Mirko closed in and broke the vat. Kind of broke the vat. I want to say cracked it, where Shigaraki was closed in there. And Endeavor makes it into where Mirko is, but he doesn't finish off the Nomu that's there with him. And she breaks the vat that Shigaraki is in with Luna Arc. And then she is thrown away by one of the Nomu that is using like a bone marrow quirk and throws her into Endeavor. And while they get launched over to the side, she says that whatever happens, we can't let Shigaraki wake up. So that's going on in that chapter. So let's go ahead and start the next chapter at 269. Hey. All right, chapter 269, The Three of Us. So we have Mirko laying down. She's bloodied and beaten, like she has multiple lacerations and wounds all over her body, like her arm and legs are torn up. Her left arm is like completely gone. She's used her hair to literally create like a, what do they call it? Not a splint, but cut off the circulation. So she can stop bleeding. But since Endeavor's there, he says, I'm cauterizing your wounds. Get ready. This is going to hurt. So he gives her a handkerchief so she can bite down on it because he's about to stop the bleeding. Question, what's up with that random Captain Trant video that had me rolling? I just felt like doing it. It's one of my favorite lines from Borderlands, and I feel like under his helmet, Trant's face does exactly like that whenever he streams his name. Trant! I feel like that's what he does underneath that helmet, because we never see what's under the helmet of the heavies in Borderlands 3. But I feel like that's what he does in his spare time and underneath his helmet. That's just I just felt like doing that because it seemed silly to me, and apparently some people liked it. So yeah, I liked it too. But Endeavor's about to cauterize all the wounds she has to keep her from bleeding out. So it looks like Mirko's not quite done yet. I'm cauterizing your wounds. Get ready. This is gonna hurt. He's still back there. It's been almost 5 whole minutes since she contacted us from here. Was she facing multiple talking Nomu all alone? So the entire fight of Mirko versus all these Nomu only went on for 5 minutes. No, almost 5 minutes. And she's been doing all that fighting All that fighting just for less than 5 minutes. Add this to what I owe you from Kyushu, so you better not die.
What the heck? You don't owe me crap.
And then we have another Nomu closing in.
You're number one. Need more. Make me feel more amazing.
And a Nomu drops in with sharp teeth embedded out of its head, which looks like the female Nomu. Yeah, that look. No, wait, is that the female Nomu? I can't tell. Not from the body shape, at least. I can't really tell. So it might be the male Nomu or a female one. Either, I can't tell. But now we cut to Present Mike, the Crust, and Aizawa all fighting all these different Nomu at once. Listen up, people. Shigaraki is in that capsule back there.
Mirko, you're alive. Oh, listen up, people. Shigaraki is in that capsule back there.
Mirko!
The capsule will probably activate him, just like how those things woke up from a zap of electricity. Don't let Shigaraki wake up. He's not just some small-time thug. Not anymore.
And one of the Nomu, I believe, that got hit by Endeavor is thinking to itself, my body still hasn't come back to life. Oh no. What is going on here? I can't use my quirks. Oh, and it's Aizawa using his erasure quirk, Eraserhead. All the strength I was endowed with as a high end, they're using sheer force to shrug it off like it's nothing. Eraser, you guys, and now we're cutting back to early on in the hospital when all the Nomu started attacking. Eraser, you guys go on ahead. Once we get things locked down, we'll be right behind you. Backup should arrive in a matter of minutes, but those few seconds are still a problem, right, Mirko? The Nomu that evaded my erasure probably started fighting Endeavor. It's trying to stay out of my line of sight. I could go and erase its quirks again, but I can't afford to blink in the meantime, because I can't let these other three get their quirks back, so I can't move forward. X-Less! Mike, get in there! Gun Hero X-Less. Wait, so let me guess. X-Less has a quirk that lets him shoot... Wait, does he have a gun in his eye? How does that even work? How does the recoil work if you got a gun in your head? Like shooting out of your head. Is there a knockback? Does your brain jiggle? What goes on? You're not going anywhere. And another Nomu jumps out in front of him. And it gets side-blinded by Crust's shoot shield. Go! And then Present Mike and X-Less run in. Get it done. And then Present Mike runs in there. And there's Dharma. Dharma is still working. The machine. Let me get my voice straight for this. The machines are busted, but what about the data? Perfect. Just have to wake him up before more fluid leaks out. But darn it, I hate to do it when he's only half baked. All for one in me. This was meant to be the culmination of our dream. Blast it all. Awaken Tomura Shigaraki! And Present Mike just goes, loud voice! And shatters the entire room. So whatever we've seen Present Mike do, it was tame compared to how he shouts. You see the sound waves go, and it literally just... Like, you've seen videos of nuclear explosions and the effect they have on the environment and the shockwave that happens where they literally just explode buildings and everything else past them. I thought someone was on my arm for a second. His voice just went full on Black Bolt and just blew everything up. There's just nothing but panels of shock of the effects that his scream is having on everything. The next page is just one full page of nothing but the shockwave reverberating through the entire house, through the entire lab, shattering everything, dismantling pipes, breaking walls, sending Dharma flying. We see Tomura outside of the vat, but his face is still covered, so he's still shrouded in mystery, it seems. And then Dharma looking dumbstruck as usual. I'm just gonna use this as his permanent face. Not like his. That's his permanent face that I've just been seeing this whole time. But Tomura falls over, still covered where we can't see his face. Present Mike closes in on Dharma, and it looks like he's about to swing on this man. Yamada. Dry lips. Who lips? Mine? My lips are dry. Nah, my lips are fine. Wait, are you talking about me or are you talking about them? But yeah, his face is like stuck in that, and President Mike is about to literally deck him in the face because his arm is swinging. Yamada, if you're going, I will too. That naive dream of ours as kids, it turned into a nightmare now, but still, the three of us could find out if you're the real thing. DJ Punch! And Dharma finally gets decked in the face. He finally gets hit. Hopefully this hit knocks him out, so extracting him will be a lot less strenuous. That one's for making my pal cry. Huh? Not breathing? His heart stopped! Wait, what? What's going on, Shigaraki? He's in a death-like state to better withstand the burden of the process. That capsule was for facilitating the procedure while preserving and reviving him. I've only been living for the boy's sake, for Shigaraki. But now it's over. It's all over. And now we have villain. Now we pretty much all the rest of the heroes, they all just start doing a mad dash into the lab. So now the high-end Nomu are about to be taken down. Like we see 13. We see everybody in there. All the major heroes are all starting to pile in. I see Ryukyu in the back, and that looks like Edge Shot. All the Nomu are about to all these Nomu. And then we have Endeavor going in for the killing blow against the. Yep, it was a female Nomu because I seized the cake. So it was a female Nomu, and he literally just punches the top of her head completely off with a fire punch, while Ryukyu is holding her, and all the other ones are holding her down so that she can't move. The Lord of Evil's dream will die. Now, is that true though? Because in this panel, so apparently Shigaraki is in like a death-like state. Like think Sasuke when he was getting the transfer, when he was upgrading his curse mark and they had to seal him in order for the process to go. When the Sound Ninja 4 sealed him inside that little container in order for the process to go a lot more smoothly for him. That's pretty much the state that Shigaraki is in now. His heart stopped. He's not breathing. He's in a death-like state in order for the procedure to go. So we don't know where it's going to go from here. But when Dharma says the Lord of Evil's dream will die, it cuts to Tartarus, and it has All For One sitting there. And I don't know if it's just me, but I kind of am making out, I don't know if it's just the way it's drawn, but it kind of looks like he's slightly smiling underneath that mask. I cannot tell. Maybe I'm just wrong, and it's just the contours of his face looking like that. Why am I dropping Naruto spoilers? I mean, yes, everyone has seen it, but come on. You had over 6 years to watch that episode of Naruto. If you have not seen that episode since then, it is too bad, my friend. I have nothing for you. But I don't know if it's just me, but from this angle and from the way his face looks, it's almost as if All For One is smiling. I don't know if it, like the way it looks, like it can look like Shigaraki smiling, but it doesn't really look like it. It's like his mouth is like open, because it was in a defibrillator, not a defibrillator, a ventil. What do they call it that divers use, like an oxygen mask thing? He had that in his mouth. So I guess his mouth is just open, but it doesn't look like he's smiling though. Definitely not a D confirmed. But from this panel of All For One, it looks like he's smiling. So, sure, he says that Shigaraki was meant to be his successor, but you don't honestly think that All For One would put all of his hopes and dreams into one kid, and if that kid failed to, deliver on All For One's dream of making him his successor, you don't think that All For One is just going to sit down and just not have a contingency plan just in case Shigaraki didn't fall through. Something else is going on. I don't know what it is, but All For One knows something. Maybe it's something that he didn't even tell Dharma. As long as he's been working with him, even giving Dharma a longevity quirk so that Dharma could live all these years, just as long as One For All did. People are saying Shigaraki is using a quirk to look at All For One. Maybe. And maybe All For One notices that Shigaraki is looking at him, and he's smiling at the fact that maybe Shigaraki actually did pull through with his end of the deal of being his successor, and now he's going to revel in the fact that Shigaraki is going to become the new face of evil. Maybe that's why All For One is giving this slight smile underneath that mask. Now, mind you, I can't see fully underneath it, so it's very hard to get the details down, but All For One is not worried. So I feel like this is definitely not the end of Shigaraki. I mean, obviously, there's no way I thought that Shigaraki's just straight up dead. He's in a catatonic state, but he's not dead, though. And I feel like we're going to see a lot more from him. He could be the end-all, beat-all person that Midoriya is going to have to go up against in order for Midoriya to finally reach his true potential as the next #1 hero. But judging from how successful all the heroes are, I feel like the villains are about to have another success as well. Because there's been a pattern. For every time they take down a villain, every time the heroes take down a villain in turn reveals something or comes up and just one-ups the victories of the heroes. Like, for instance, Hawk kills twice. Then, as soon as he kills twice, Hawks has to deal with Dabi, and Dabi's literally burned all his wings, so we don't know what's going on with Hawks and Dabi at the moment. Now we have the heroes pretty much eradicating all the high-end Nomu because they're all teaming up with them now, and it makes it seem like the heroes have completely taken down Shigaraki, and they've taken down Daruma. So now the question is, and this chapter goes on break as well as One Piece. So we go on break next week for both My Hero Academia and One Piece as well. So it stands to reason that for every victory that the heroes get, the villains get their own moment to shine as well. So since the heroes are have been having so many moments of successes, now it's going to be the villains. Because I feel like something major is about to happen. Now, thankfully, it seems like Mirko is not going to die, because Endeavor cauterized her wounds. So she's not going to just bleed out and die. A lot of people were saying that, oh, Mirko's going to die. Oh, I'm worried about Mirko. Sure, she's been getting hurt, but she's got to be the toughest bunny I've seen in any form of media. So for the Nomu getting stomped is to make it even when Shigi awakens next chapter. They're having all, like I said, these heroes are having all this success until the one moment where they are absolutely out of luck and they are met with an opposition that they are not ready for. Remember, that's how it happened before the fight of All for One versus All Might. They thought they were going in and eradicating a place where there was making more Nomu, and they didn't know All for One was there. They thought they were going to be successful. They thought they found the whole League of Villains with Shigaraki and everyone that teamed up with him during that time. Walks in All for One, and he decimates everyone. Best Jeanist gets a whole chest, gets a whole shot into his chest, and he literally just one-shots all of the heroes. And that's after all the success, and that's after a major success for the heroes. This is a major success for the heroes again, which means we're about to have another All for One type moment. I don't know what type it is, but we're about to see it. And that's scary when you think about it, because All for One himself is still in prison. But the person who's supposed to take his place is right there in front of him. It's sad that Best Jeanist died. And he died, and All for One just merely looked at him and says, you don't have a quirk that I can use. You go first. Pap! Shoot a hole straight into the chest. Straight out of Kung Pao. Mirko, toughest bunny, Sulong Carrot laughs. Now, mind you, Sulong Carrot, you can't really compare Sulong Carrot with that of Mirko because, one, Sulong Carrot has never been hit. Hawks killed Best Jeanist. Hawks killed Best Jeanist. Well, I'm saying, like, when All for One put that hole in his chest. But still, Sulong Carrot, I don't compare her to Mirko because, one, Mirko is a human, but she has superhuman rabbit abilities. Carrot, on the other hand, is a superhuman strong rabbit creature that can change its form in the middle of a full moon. And she also can kind of, fly a little bit. So, in terms of strength, though, like I say toughest because Carrot actually hasn't been hit in her Sulong form. Like, she's dodged everything. Whereas Mirko has been tanking all these hits. And she still has been kicking. Rabbit kicking. What do you think will happen on the other front? Is Dabi going to get bodied? I don't know. We've seen, like I said before, we're seeing so many victories of the heroes right now. And it's always offset by a devastating victory from the villains. Like I said before, victory of the heroes trying to take in Shigaraki and rescue Bakugo, upset by a major blow by All for One walking in. We have the heroes coming in and arresting the man who has helped All for One become the man he is. Well, not become the man he is, but help give quirks to other people and enhance quirks and learn how to research quirks and find out the fundamentals of quirks. And basically, they've literally taken down All for One's right-hand man. A major victory for the heroes, which stands to reason that we could see a devastating victory for the villains. Now, when it comes to the other front, I don't know what to expect because on that same front, we have like Cement Toss and all these other heroes, Edge Shot, which I incorrectly said was with them in the hospital when he's clearly with the other heroes at the villain's mansion. I feel, you know what I didn't account for? Gigantomachia. He's there. That could be that devastating victory for the villains because he's essentially a mixture between the Hulk and the Juggernaut. What if All Might is having the talk with Stain and Shig wakes up and goes to the prison and he breaks out everyone and kills All Might? That's left field. I don't see why All Might would be in the prison at that time, talking to Stain, no less. And that's kind of out there a little bit. That seems, I wouldn't say too far-fetched, but just because it showed the prison. Yes, it showed the prison, but just to show that All for One is smiling. So it's just referencing with that. It's just referencing the fact that All for One is back in prison, but he knows what's going on there at the lab. Don't know what he knows, but there's that. What do you think of Dabi saying, screw his skin and turning into a Ghost Rider character type of design? He be too procrastinating to the plot. He be have to procrastinating the plot too much for that. Yeah. The fact that Shigaraki would have to travel all the way to the prison to break out everyone and free All for One, it just seems like it would derail from the rhythm that we got going on right now. Like, this is all out war against the villains right now. So for the story to have to dedicate to some time to Shigaraki traveling to the prison and explaining how he got there and then breaking everyone out, it would detract from what we're already going through right now. So I feel like that'd be too out of place a little bit. It would feel like filler for us to know that and for that to happen. So it just to me personally, I'm not saying that your idea is wrong. I'm just saying that it would just feel like it's too out of left field a little bit. But that's just me. Giganto has new armor, by the way. Yeah. Gigantomachia, who we've seen to, like, hold on. Let's go ahead and just read. Let's just get some facts about Gigantomachia real quick. So, I think he'd body the heroes at the hospital, then have a crazy battle with Endeavor and Eraserhead and Crush. Well, it'd be hard for him to fight Eraserhead because Eraserhead would be using the ability to shut down his quirks. But then again, yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. All right. Let me see. Do you think Dabi is Toya Todoroki? There's many things that allude to him being Toya, but we have yet to see it completely confirmed. And then there's moments where Dabi says his actual name, but the speech bubble that is normally white with black words is completely black, so we can't even tell what he says in there. And it was something that caused Hawks to be taken aback, like, that's who you are? So there's lots of theories out there that Dabi is Toya. I remember saying this way back when Endeavor was in his old house, looking at the photo of his son Toya. And I was just thinking way back then that he was back at Dabi's first appearance where we first showed off his powers. I immediately thought, you know, it'd be kind of out of left field if Dabi is Endeavor's son. I thought that way back when Dabi attacked the students down at the Wild Wild Pussycats training camp, way back when. And then when we see Endeavor in front of Toya's picture, I just thought, like, more pieces are starting to line up a little bit, but I don't want to make it a concrete thing. So that's a major theory. If that turns out to not be true, we were wrong. But if it's true, how did he get to this point? But yes. So Gigantomachia, enormous individual about the size of a large tree. Hair is spiky and parts of his body appear to be jagged, much like rock. His teeth are prominently pointed, lower canines. This is appearance-wise. This is useless to me. Personality, abilities. Overall abilities for Gigantomachia. Gigantomachia is an incredibly powerful force, able to serve for years as All for One's personal bodyguard, even without being modified with multiple quirks. Let that sink in. He was the right hand of the most powerful villain in history without being modified by multiple quirks. So how do you see the villains pulling out the dub or how Shigi wakes up? I don't know. That's the scary thing. because it's literally so open-ended right now. It seems because in this chapter just says that his heart is stopped and he was put in like a death-like state, and we don't know how Dharma was going to plan on waking him up because the vat that he was floating in was supposed to help facilitate and preserve him. So I don't know how that's going to work out. Giganto is a cheat code. I haven't even gotten to his abilities yet, but this man served for years as All For One's personal bodyguard, even without being modified with multiple quirks. During a battle with Gran Torino and several officers, he not only forced the veteran hero to retreat, but also tore a massive hole in the side of a mountain. Y'all remember the aftermath of the fight left. Remember when we saw a mountain and Gran Torino said he was there going up against Gigantomachia? Then the next time we see that mountain, a massive, literal, giant-size hole was gone from the mountain. He was able to take on the combined forces of Tomura's League of Villains with ease and defeat every one of them, even after battling him nonstop for a month. Nonstop for a month, everybody. So think about this. You have to go up against Gigantomachia until he submits to you and acknowledges you as a successor. And he does not know how to rest. He does not know how to be exhausted. And you go on nonstop every day for a whole month trying to fight this man, and you keep failing. On Tomura's own terms, Gigantomachia has too much HP. He is literally what is that boss from Final Fantasy 15 where it's just a massive tortoise, the Adamantoise? What is it? The giant tortoise that has like millions of HP, which he abuses to exhaust his opponents to submission. This is just a description of his overall abilities. We haven't gotten to his strength and speed and everything. Immense strength. Befitting his massive size and build, Gigantomachia has demonstrated immense physical strength, easily being able to crack the side of a building with his grip alone. With a simple hammer fist punch, he could strike the ground hard enough to pulverize the landscape around him and destroy nearby buildings. So basically, Hulk smash on steroids. Immense speed. Despite his gargantuan size, Gigantomachia possesses a tremendous speed, enough to rip up the trees out of the ground as he runs past them. So that's just full-on superhuman inertia right there. So you know how you move real fast. Like, say you run past a curtain, and the wind past you just causes that curtain to unfurl. You ever been like a kid and you ran past something and you like it when it kicks up dust next to you? He's able to move so fast that he literally rips up trees when he runs past them. It doesn't say through them, past them. He's able to blitz past trees and move at such a speed that remember, a better comparison is when Neo's flying through the city. He's moving so fast, he's shattering glass, and he's pulling cars with him, and they're all floating behind him as he moves at beyond superhuman speed. That's how Gigantomachia moves, except he does that on the ground. Immense durability. Gigantomachia has extraordinary toughness, taking virtually no damage after a battle with the League of Villains and displayed only minor annoyance after being bathed in Dabi's fire. So, like I said, he's a mixture of the Juggernaut and the Hulk. Gigantomachia could fight his way through a large portion of the Meta Liberation Army unharmed despite being attacked on all sides. Immense stamina. Gigantomachia can attack non-stop for 48 hours and 44 minutes straight without rest. He could start attacking again after only 3 hours of sleep. The heroes don't have an answer for him. They don't. I want to imagine Shigaraki riding on Giganto, destroying the city. I don't know who'd be able to beat him because with Shigaraki's ability to rot anything he touches and Gigantomachia being, well, Escanor, I don't see how anyone would be able to stop him. Yo, what's up? I'm back. The real Greg McKinley. Good to see you. We're kind of just talking a little bit about Gigantomachia and how OP he is for the Prison Break arc. Too bad he's not going down to the prison. Oh, that's what you mean. But this man can attack you for 48 hours and 44 minutes straight without resting. Without break, without order, without leave. You missed twice. Yeah, he was the Deadpool of the group, and now that he's gone, moments just won't seem as funny for the League of Villains now. I mean, sure there'll be moments, but they won't be twice. They won't be twice as funny. Wow, I never thought I would kind of use that pun. When Twice was around, he made things twice as funny. Ah! Lemillion is going to get his powers back, and he's going to play a big role. Just my opinion. I feel a lot of people are going to have a big role when they come back. I feel like the whole depowered thing, when it comes to getting shot with that drug, I feel like it's temporary. Maybe if Eri learns to harness her powers a little bit better at UA, she could actually reverse Mirio's body back to a state where he had his permeation quirk. Just a thought. And we still got more stuff for him. Enhanced senses. Gigantomachia has highly developed senses of hearing and smell. His senses are so strong that he cannot be caught by surprise, even when he's sleeping. Eri has no control of her quirk as of yet. That's why I said that hopefully if she gains control of it while she's at UA, it could lead him back to a state where he had his quirk back. His sense of smell is so powerful enough to allow him to locate Tomura from miles away. So this dude has the powers of Hulk, Juggernaut, and Wolverine. Size enhancement. Gigantomachia's body grows in battle as he fights, allowing him to eventually reach giant sizes where he can fit an entire adult man within his hands and tower over buildings. The extent of this growth and how it relates to his quirk is unknown. You can't see Mirio getting his quirk back, to be honest. It's far too soon to say. Don't know. It's too soon. But yeah, this is pretty much the stats of Gigantomachia and how much of a immovable, unstoppable force he is. Like the stats page, it has his power at max. His power stat is 6 out of 6, S rank. His speed is 5 out of 6, A+. His technique is 2 out of 6, a D, because he's just a brawler. He's just a mad brawler. Intelligence 1 out of 6, because, well, he needs to be told by All For One or his successor or the person who succeeds All For One in order to do something. Otherwise, he does what he wants or he doesn't do anything at all. And his size is 5 out of 6, A, according to the Ultra Analysis book that has been released for him. But yeah, his name is a reference to the battle between the giants and the Olympian gods of Greek mythology, the Gigantomachy. The Gigantomachy. The Gigantomachy? I don't know how to say some of these things. Eraser said he was helping Eri with training, so she must have improved on her quirk. Finally caught up to hear your voice. Diamond Doll! It's good to see you here. Sorry that you're coming in at pretty much the tail end of the stream because I've already read through the chapter and we've just been talking about what could possibly happen in the upcoming chapters, and we also kind of read through the quirk and ability. Well, not even the quirk and abilities of Gigantomachia, because he doesn't have any. Well, actually, you know what? I think he does. He has a quirk, but it's only size enhancement, it seems. He just has immense strength. So he just has a size enhancement quirk, but everything else about him is just monstrously strong. It doesn't actually say that his immense speed, strength, his durability, his stamina, his senses, it doesn't say any of this are given to him as a quirk. It just says that these are his innate abilities. I just got the notification. It's okay, Diamond Doll. It's a good chapter. It's a really good chapter. But like, I'm just going to give you a synopsis of how I feel this thing is going. Another major, his physical has to be S+ in the data book. It has to be, because this man is a monster. Fighting style, melee combat. It doesn't say anything else about him. There's nothing else about him. It just says that the only confirmed quirk that he has is size enhancement. Everything else is just in his body. It doesn't say that any of these were given to him by All For One. That's scary when you think about it. He is more powerful than any singular Nomu that we've seen, and Nomu are supposed to be exponentially powerful because they have multiple quirks. He only has one quirk, size enhancement. We don't know the full scope of it, or if it's limits, And he has all of this. Everything about him says immense. He doesn't just have superhuman strength. He has immense strength, immense speed. He has immense durability, immense stamina, and enhanced senses. Now, his senses don't need to be immense, but everything about him is literally the pinnacle of I will destroy you. Really want to go back to the other front. I need to see Toga reaction to Twice's death. Yeah, because last we saw, she was kind of, I wouldn't say dumbfounded, but she was kind of confused about what happened. So we still need to see what happens from there. So hopefully we see that. Not only that, but I know Midoriya is part of the away team for the heroes that are in the city. So it makes me wonder, when is he and the rest of them going to jump into action? Like, I don't think it's gotten to a point where, the reason why we haven't seen him is because things haven't gotten to a point where they need to jump in. But I feel like they're going to be. Because Midoriya and the rest of them, they're just on standby. Things are about to get bad, and they're going to have to jump in. That's why we haven't seen them. Things have not taken a turn for the worse, and Midoriya and his team and everyone that's with them, they haven't been called. But something is about to happen where they will get called. It's going to become too much. Love how this manga makes you sympathize with the villains. Exactly. I've been saying this for a while now. I've been saying this, how of all the types of different manga out there where you see the villains that are either just straight out killed or they become friends with the heroes through talk no jutsu. Some of them you just don't sympathize with. But here we have villains who have outright killed people, who have outright done things to endanger the lives of others. And we feel for them because we see them go through their paces, not just the moments where they're villains, but when they're actually being people. And this is why I praise this manga for being so good at that, because you don't come across many stories, at least of all many manga, where you just say like, wow, I kind of understand how this villain who has been hurting other people, I kind of understand how he feels. Like it makes you sympathetic to everyone. We need that Bakugo fight. The art will be the best in the series. Whenever Bakugo is on camp, whenever Bakugo is fighting, or whenever Midoriya is fighting, they always have like the best drawn panels, whether it's them doing flips or them looking like they're about to do like a kick move or whatever. Whenever they have their moments to shine, you see it and you notice. Class 1A is a bunch of side characters, and I cried about Twice for 2 hours, and then I was like, someone revive him. It just shows you that it makes you care about characters that you should not care about. That's how good this story is. It makes you care about people that you should not care about. Villains. It makes you care for villains as much as the heroes. That's how good this story is. Twice could have been a good guy. Hawks tried to appeal to his inner good guy too. But Hawks killed him in the end. This story's good. Actually, how long have I been going on for? Yeah, because Deku and Bakugo are our main two characters. Whoa, 44 minutes. I normally don't go this long for a My Hero chapter. But I've been enjoying talking with you guys. And you know what? Who's another powerful person in My Hero? I kind of want to look up their quirks now as well. Just a little. I kind of might start doing this whenever I finish reading a chapter from My Hero. I'll just look through someone's random quirk and just see how powerful they are and how they stack up to other people's. What's another powerful individual quirk that we can look into? I've already looked through All for One, and we already know how powerful he is. I mean, he's the most powerful villain we've seen so far, so we already know about him. What's another good person with another good quirk we could look into? Endeavor, maybe? Nah, I'll save it for another time. Right now, I'm pretty much content with just looking through Gigantomachia's stats and abilities as well. But yes, something is about to go down. The smile for All for One is very foreboding because he knows something is going down and he's pleased about it. Even in prison, he smiles at the prospect of the destruction that's about to happen. I don't, and like I can kind of make out, yeah, that's his definite smile. Well, Shigaraki is becoming a Nomu, right? So I'm wondering what they are adding to him. Well, you wouldn't be able to accurately classify him as a Nomu if he still keeps his individuality and his overall body. Like if you just put a quirk into him and just add it on, he's beyond a Nomu at that point. Nomu are just mindless. Well, not necessarily mindless because you got the high ends, but I'm just thinking that they're all representative of their dark jet black skin and their weird brains. So those are Nomu in a nutshell. But when you add it to an individual who's able to successfully integrate a quirk into their body, we don't know what to call them because we haven't seen that. I mean, the only person who has that classification would be All for One, but that's because his quirk allows him to do that. Doing that to another person has yet to be seen. At least a person with multiple quirks. We've seen people be given quirks All for One, and they're just people with quirks at that point. But giving a person multiple quirks and they're not a Nomu, we haven't seen that. Not counting One for All. One for All is the exception because the quirk allows that to happen. But having a quirk integrated into your body by experimentation, that's something we haven't seen. But I'm not going to drag you guys on too long with this because I don't want to lose people too quickly if I just keep, rambling as I've been known to do. But sorry for those of you who came in at the end and didn't hear me voice the characters as we were reading through this. This was a great chapter. I love talking about this chapter with you guys. I feel like they are mutated, but Kurogiri is considered a Nomu. They brought him back. That's the thing. I feel like Kurogiri is a mix in between. Okay, no more theories. But there's just a lot of things going on in My Hero right now, just as much as there is in One Piece, another series that I read through. And it just tells me that there are so much about quirks and how they work on individuals as a whole and the methods of how they're implemented in bodies that we don't know about. Like we have people with quirks, Nomu, high-end Nomu, whatever Shigaraki is. And then we have All Might, the users of One for All, and then All for One. Those tiers keep going and increasing in ways that quirks start to become more varied and mutated. Like that's literally the tier list. And I feel like we're going to expand on that as soon as we find out what's happening with Shigaraki, how that experimentation went down, and where we go from here as far as the fights are concerned. But that's all I got to say about it because we got to go on break. We are going on break again. We literally just went on break for One Piece literally last week, the week before last, and then we didn't have any chapters last week, and now we're going on break again this week and next week. So May the 10th is when we get the chapters for One Piece, but we're also getting a chapter on May the 10th. So we literally have this week and next week to anticipate where we go from here. So yeah, but that's all I got to say about it. Thank you everyone for stopping by today. Sorry if I went on a little bit longer than normal, but I kind of just wanted to talk. President Mike was going off, I kind of underestimated to him. How do you seriously think about this? Well, before I go, y'all be quiet out there. I'm trying to talk to my papers. But they're fine. They're fine. But President Mike, when he did that Black Bolt scream, he turned into Black Bolt at that moment. So President Mike had his big moment right there. I think just dawned on me. This chapter belonged to President Mike because not only did he pretty much destroy the room that Shigaraki was in and also the vat that he was in, but he also was the one to pretty much take down Daruma. So this chapter belongs to President Mike. I did not expect to see that side of him. But then again, this manga does have a habit of surprising you with people that you don't really pay attention to at the time. So yes, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in the next video. If you guys are watching this later, just let me know what you guys thought of the chapter as a whole in the comments down below. You guys are amazing. Thanks for making this channel amazing. Thanks for making it awesome. I absolutely love to do this. Stay positive out there, guys. I know what's going on out in the world right now may be tough, but just stay positive. Don't let it get you down. Keep a good thing in your mind and let that carry you throughout your day. I'm always going to try and encourage you guys as much as I can now more than ever, especially now. So since a lot of people are at home a lot more than they want to be. So just stay positive. We'll get through this. This too shall pass. And just, keep being awesome. Hope y'all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in the next video. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. Love this channel. You're the best. I'm humbled by the words. I'm not the best, but I'm honored that you think so. You're the best. Every single one of you are the best. And let no one tell you different.